Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. I'm back! Bingy lingy lingy lingy. It's the women's 200 meters. Yay! I'm so excited because guess what? We're talking about one of the most, dominant female sprinters, of today, Shericka Jackson in this event. And of course, for us Jamaicans, she's definitely walking away with the gold medal in this women's 200 meters, hands down. But she might sprinkle, something like a special, in that 200 meters, on the track, in Budapest. And I'm talking about, world record special, right? So let's see how that goes for Shericka Jackson. It's been a fantastic season for her so far. As we know, last year, her personal best, ending the season was 10.71 seconds. And, her personal best ending the 200 was, 21.45 seconds, the second fastest ever. Just a smidget, away from that, 21.34, which is the world record. Come into this 2023 season, she was focused solely, on the 100 meters, getting, herself better there, faster there, getting her turnover rate as well, to match, what she could possibly deliver in terms of strength wise on the track. And, so said, so done. She came to our national championships and literally ripped that track apart, bun it up, and she ran 10.65 seconds there. Now, on the back of that 10.65 seconds, the world over is looking and waiting, to see, what special can come in the women's 200 meters. And I'm not going to lie, we're expecting something special because if you can run 10.71, mind you, that was after the, 21.45, but still, if you can run 10.71 and now you're running 10.65, what do you think, is going to come in that 200 meters? Track is without a shadow of a doubt, Shericka is going to run something stupendous there. She talked about how much she has not really focused on the 200 meters this season as it relates to post trials. So after the trials run where she ran 21, 0.71, she talked about how, they haven't been focusing on the 200 meters this season. So now it's just to go back and put things together in that 200 meters. And you know what? We saw, results of that on the track. Quite a few times she's been running and, she's been clearly saying she's loaded, but the time that she's been dropping, ridiculous. And I can clearly remember the 21.86. Was it in Monaco? And she literally ended the track looking like this, like, what? Like what just happened? How could I possibly be capable of this? And I mean, a short few days ago, she was also, in the 200 meters dropping like a 22.02, right? So to come in and another race, a few days later and still be able to run at 21.86 whilst being loaded, it was scary, trackies. And it's a good scary. You know what I mean? She didn't only scare herself, she scared us because we're like, what is going on? You know what I mean? But of course, we are excited on the back of everything that she's done. Clearly her own hard work, of course, coming to fruition here. So I can't wait to see what Shericka, does in the women's 200 meters. I don't think there's anybody, that will challenge her, but let's see what they can do. So who can stop Shericka Jackson? Let's take a look at the women's 200-meter field to see, the other athletes that, in my opinion, are in contention. So we have the world leader so far this year. We have Gabby Thomas, 21.60 seconds. She's definitely a contender. We have Julian Alfred, 21.91, also a contender. She's from St. Lucia. We have Sha'carri Richardson, that I believe is a contender as well in this event. She's at 21.94. Then when I go down a bit, I'm going to get to Dina Asher Smith. This is our pet event. She hasn't run her fastest just yet, but as we have seen, from Dina this season, she's been incrementally getting faster and faster. So I definitely expect to see Dina, in the mix of things in this women's 200 meters. So far, she has run 22.23. And I'm also expecting to see a Bahamian, Antonique Strawn, be in the conversation, and Antonique has run so far 22.15 seconds. So those are my athletes that I'm expecting to challenge, for a medal in this. Antonique Strawn is, Shericka Jackson's training partner. She's been getting faster and faster this season, PB after PB after PB. I'm expecting, possibly off the back of that 21.15, we could see a sub 22, Antonique Strawn line up, at the championships. And let's not forget, Antonique Strawn was one of those, athletes that everybody was looking out for from the junior ranks. She was phenomenal phenomenal as a junior, double gold medalist, I believe, in the one and the two, right? Or was it the two and the four? Whichever one, right? But we've been looking out for her since then, and she's coming into her own finally. So I'm expecting to see something, fantastic from her. Would it challenge for a medal? Possibly, 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 possibly. The biggest challenger for me is so far is Gabby Thomas, off the back of, her previous performances. We saw where she clawed herself, to that bronze medal in the Olympics. So off the back of that, this 21.60, which is close to the time she had run then, at her national championships back in 2021. I'm expecting Gabby to also, be in the thick of things, in this women's 200 meters. And unlike, most, she will have fresher legs considering that she only runs one event. So she, for me, will definitely come out firing in this 200 meters. And for me, she's definitely, a solid medal contender. Now, my third person that I'm looking at, to me, is the surprise package, of them all. Personally, I believe Julian Alfred. Now, she has run 21.91 so far this season. But, there was a lot of talk about, would she be still, have it in her to compete at the championships this year, considering that she's run so much, on the collegiate circuit. But surprisingly, she also, went to Monaco in that 200 meters where she announced, her pro status, and she came second, dusting away, global stars in the event, and it was absolutely phenomenal. And again, that's off the back of, call it 100 races. It's not so much, but you get what I mean. She's been running a lot. You know what I mean? So to still come out and drop a 22.08 behind Shericka Jackson, finishing only second to her, for me was very, very, very impressive. And for me, she's definitely the outside shot. You know what? She reminds me of these type of athletes that are so hungry. They are willing to come to this track and war you for a medal. And I believe that when she lines up, she'll definitely, have on a warrior face. We see it with her, a lot. But I definitely believe she's gonna pull something out phenomenal, something that a lot of us maybe will not be or were not expecting from her. So Julian Alfred, from me, is, my surprise package in this entire 200 meters. She could possibly find herself even trumping Gabby, depending on how she performs in this, race. But let's continue here. Next person that I'm eagerly anticipating to see hit the track, of course, is Sha'carri Richardson. Now, she, as I've said before, in this women's 200 meters or in any event that she runs, she has a deceptive running style where it looks as though, she's not giving her all and always, alludes to possibly more being in the tank. So, with that said, it's hard to tell what Sha'carri's ceiling is in this event or in the 100 meters as well. But off the back of her 21.94, that's a very, very solid performance as well. And of course, she will be definitely trying to get a medal for herself. The issue with Sha'carri this season that I've noticed, and again I picked it up this season, is that, well, then again, if you go back you can see it as well. But yeah, in terms of managing rounds, she's not the best at managing rounds. So that's something that she's gonna have to figure out. It's the heights of the championships. Your blood gets boiling. You may do something the heats you don't want to be doing until you get to the finals. So she has to keep that in mind. It's her first championships as well. So she doesn't have the experience there. But she'll be coming off the 100 meters, and depending on her performance there, she'll be pumped up to, even go better in this 200 meters. So I'm excited to see what she does here. And also, the other athlete that I'm looking at is Dina Asher-Smith. It's a tough year for Dina. This is her pet event, but there are a lot of girls here that are performing stellar. And unfortunately for Dina, if she doesn't get herself back down in the thick of things, she could find herself being ousted by, a Julian Alfred, the new girl on the block, and even a Sha'carri Richardson. She's been around for a while, but first championships for her, Dina could find herself being ousted there. So Dina has to ensure that she, is able to get back down to 21.8s, to be able to contend for a medal in, this women's 200 meters. But again, she's been trending, well this season. Progressively, we've seen her getting faster and faster and faster. So that's a good sign. She's had the same time like everybody else, to get back into training to fine tune things. So I'm expecting to see, Dina turn up in sub 22 shape. And she's going to have to just fight a hard battle with with Sha'carri, Julian Alfred, Gabby Thomas, and of course Anthony Strawn for a medal there. But it's gonna be a really, really good race. I'm looking forward to this race because the girls are really firing this season in the 200 meters, and I'm excited, of course, and I'm more excited from a Jamaican perspective because yes, Shericka Jackson is expected to take this gold and of course do something really, really special here in the 200 meters. But Chakis, what are your thoughts? Do you think there's anybody at all, that can stop Shericka in this 200 meters? Clearly, I don't, but I'm posing the question to you. Who do you think will be able to stop Shericka Jackson and why? Sound off in the comment section below, like the video and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.